Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. I'm glad to say it's Saturday. It's actually quite early in the morning for me, but I'm COVID free at last. Had my first negative on Thursday, and then my second negative was on Friday. Obviously you need two negatives 24 hours apart, that's the guideline still. I've had them now, and yeah, here we are. I'm free again. But I've been doing a bit more on the layout. Right, the glow, today's little shout out is Robert's Train Set. Do go and check Robert out, he's a lovely chap. This is his later year third Leiston Works Railway Model Show. About to start watching, but yes, thought I'd give you a quick update first. So, it seems to be customary to show a cup of tea these days, so I've got the Maid Marian Locomotive Fund Quarry 100 tea, and that's a little reminder that I haven't forgotten about my 009 project. However, there is news to come on that later in the video, stay tuned. So, what have I done? Right, obviously I've now filled in the entire inner of this. This bit's drying. Oh, the chop's going a bit too quick still for my liking. Yeah, so these pegs are just keeping that line straight along there for me, so that that doesn't all move. But yeah, that's all gluing now. I'm going to do that back section there next, which I'll probably use this for cutting a strip that's so big to go at the back. It's either, I don't know, I'm not sure though whether to do that or whether to use another fresh piece which might actually just cover the whole of that, to be honest with you, because I mean the full width stuff, if I grab it, you know, it would do a fair chunk of that right up to the end there, so it might be I'll use some of that there. Now I'm not sure what to do in this corner here. I'm half tempted to actually just have a back seam part there, because that's where I tend to keep my radar, like that. It might be useful to have a bit of storage there and actually move one of the controllers over there as well. So I might do that as well, so it might not have to come up to the whole of that bit anyway. So yeah, so I might use this and just use that up over there. Just have the back seam around the corner. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I don't want to order me. I ordered me to cover things on the fly. So yes, we've got the D51 running still on its freight train. And there's the Kiku Type 230 on the inner. I love this unit, but I don't run nearly often enough. It's absolutely gorgeous, this thing. Look at this, let's have a bit of a run by. Consists of two powered unit, which is the one with the red tail lights there, and three trailers, but it's actually two separate units. They're coupled together in the middle there. Yeah, nice run by without the D51 in the way. There we are, run along with it. Very nice. And then let's just catch the D51 on the way back. Those bits of cork aren't glued down. Yeah, look at that. There we are, nice. But yes, so using the tools that are available, I fear I probably need a new nice blade now for that, because I probably blunted it using it on all this cork, but hey ho, I used what I had to hand during my illness, and say very short burst of energy. You can see it's taken me quite a long time really to do what could have been an afternoon's work getting that cork down, and probably will be an afternoon's work now to finish off. So yes, but to do that does mean taking the D51 off And obviously, actually, the Keikyu Railway trains now, both these trains have to come off next to fully get it. So next, after that, well, it probably will be painting this green, or the court green after all that's dried. And then planning where I want to put the roads and things and getting those sort of laid out. But yeah, starting to get there. And as for the 009, well, as you know, I do have the East Kirkby Light Railway wagon here, number 34. Wagon 34 there. I have another kit to do, but my parcel from Dundas Models has turned up now with my couplings, so I can fit couplings to this one, and also actually get underway with the building of the Victorian style brake van. But the exciting news there is my good chum Greg has asked if he can be involved with the building of said layout. So yes, I'm very excited for that. It will be grand to work with him on it. And yes, so it will be slower progress because he's in South Wales, I'm in the Midlands, but we'll make it work. And there's a possibility, he's already said it would be great to do it together, and if we were so bold, we could go to an exhibition. So yes, that would be rather something, wouldn't it? Talking about exhibition layouts though, for those who know, I had a layout called the Happiness Line. Sadly, is no more. It's still there in one piece, so I'm looking at it now. But it's not operational, unfortunately. So I do intend to replace that with something else Japanese that could go to an exhibition if anyone wanted it to go to an exhibition. I'm thinking the International Engage Show to begin with would be not a bad target to aim for. I just need to think of a theme and what I'm going to do with it. Probably something in the Steam era, maybe. But yes, that's a project for another time. Got plenty of track to do it with. Which brings me on to a final point. So, with it doing its best to try and get the logo behind me on the TV there, and apologise for the crazy hair. If you should have got on this camera, there it is. You know, I've washed it, honest. Just double crown, and that seems to be the way it likes to go for me, you know. Anyway, I'll get it cut soon, it won't matter. Anyway, apart from crazy hair, yes, it's been an interesting few days, and obviously COVID brain does things to you, and it's interesting the thoughts I've had, some of which I jotted down, and I've just looked over them as I knew that I wasn't thinking straight. I was aware I wasn't thinking straight, but I was having these profound thoughts as I lay there or whatever, trying to make sure I rested, so I give my body all the energy to fight back. And it's interesting, I had the thoughts of, oh, yes, it would be really nice to do a UK standard gauge layout in 00. Yes, I've got those nice tank engines and things. Or I should probably pre-order one of the Akura Scale panniers, because I love pannier tanks. That will never change, no matter what I do. And and then it went from there to, oh, actually, it'd just be great to do a massive Japanese layout, wouldn't it? Yeah, huge, get a proper space for some of these bigger trains to run in, some sidings, and because this one's been kept simple as possible. It's just a simple double oval. Trains are running. I can run any of my trains on it. I even ran this earlier. On Friday, actually, I ran that. And there was a video on Instagram of it. Needs a service, though. A lot of smoke came out of it. A lot of smoke. Not enough to make me panic and shut it off. I let it ride out because I thought, well, figured, well, hang on, if it does start smoking horrifically, because it's like a wisp. So enough to go down one length, and that'd be it. And then it'd go round and round and round and round, and there'd be another little wisp. So it could have been dust, you know. But it needs a service. It needs a service before I run it again, really. Talking of which, as well, just a little interjection there. The EF64 that I brought at Worley, and I gave such a glowing what's it of. Well, I've come to find out that model is actually pretty new. Like seriously new. Like, how did it get into the state where it's missing parts and running badly? Like, it is actually running badly, and to actually echo something Robert said about his Class 60, he started to wish he never brought it. Especially when I found out I could get it from half the price from Japan. Yeah, brand new. So yes, that's going to need a service, and I'm gonna look at that one next, because obviously while this track dries, and I'm going to take these trains off anyway at some point. Excuse me. It's something I can do while that's all happening, and I can use the outer loop, which has got the newer controller, which is something I do want to replace. I've got two controllers here. I have the, is it going to show? Yes, the newer SX power pack, and I've got one of the original power packs for Unitrack here with the silver label, and that's the one I need to replace really, because it's not as powerful as the, sorry, it's going to go, so it actually tries to pick up the TV again. There we go, little JR logo. Perhaps I need one with like a grey background so it's not quite so bright. Yes, that's something else I need to do, but I'm going to look at servicing that, and the plan is now is to buy another one from Japan, get it sent here obviously, and then use the numbers from the other one on this one as well, so I'll have a pair of them. I've seen a lot of photographs of them working in pairs, so yes, and it turns out I was incorrect, or possibly incorrect on what I was saying. I don't think it's one from the tunnel system. There's the big climbs. I think it's just a standard loco. I'm seeing a lot of videos and footage and photographs of them from around the system in Japan. So it possibly is these types, but yeah, that box on top's an air conditioning unit. Yes. So look at that. It's someone's put grease all over it inside. It's actually, I noticed when I took it off, it's building on the collector plates. Now, given it's on the outside track originally, which is where this D51's running, with the SX power controller, it was stopping. It was just coming to a stop. You sort of push it and off it go again, and it just stop again. No other locomotive's done that. Older ones have gone around fine. The ones I know have had a bit of a hard life before they came to me. Have not done it. So I was like, yeah, there's something not right with this. So I took it off, and that's when I noticed there's actually a build-up on the plates. If I pick up this DD13 here. So these flat plates here underneath, there was actually grease building up on there. Now, Kato models, if you're aware, are actually, the gears are coated. You don't need to grease them. It actually tells you do not grease them in the instructions. A light oiling at best every so often, and even that is, if you must, sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know who's done that to this. I'm not blaming any trainers for any of this, by the way. I'm just saying, it's like, yeah, I should have stuck to my guns. That's my own fault. I should have stuck to my guns and gone, no, I can get this cheaper. Which is a shame, because I like to support local motor shops, small motor shops, and that sort of thing. Which brings me back round to the point I was originally making. Yes. And then so I had this thought, to be honest, with a big Japanese layout. But I'm just like, I don't know. And this is back to this thing. Now I've come, obviously my head's still not fully in the game, as it were, yet. It's going to take a few weeks probably still for that to happen properly. It's, yeah. And my head's woolly at the best of times, so adding COVID brain on top of that is just, yeah, great. But I'm back to my, no, let's just wait and see. But honestly, I am enjoying the prospect of my UK lines being narrow gauge still. What I need to do is I need to get on Train Sim again and use the British Standard Gauge on there, because that was my original idea. Was I'd probably just get away with it on there, you know, especially for bigger engines, manors, castles, kings, you know, that sort of, you know, jubilees, that sort of thing, halls and that. Basically, yeah, big engines, tender engines, especially, as well as some of the bigger tank engines and that. But yeah, I will admit though, the more I get into this, and the more actually the more support that I get from you guys, it just encourages me to actually just stay with the Japanese, and obviously have these Kirby Light Railways a novelty extra. Because that's one thing I want to do, is I want to thank everyone who has, one thing, made it this far into the video, and two, sent me those kind messages when I did that little video during COVID, or during my recent bout of COVID, wishing me well. I really appreciate it. Thank you all. I shall reply to everyone on that video properly. I didn't want to do this at the time because this, like I say, it might have been gobbledygook. And extra thanks to Oak Hill Model Railway, Gary, who had a couple of chat sessions with me, which must have been hard for him, because I know I was quiet quite a lot because I just couldn't think what to say next, literally. That sort of like... And to Anthony Dodge, who had a chat with me on Wednesday night, and yeah, it was a bit more fluid in that one, but yes, and to the Highball and Hogger Dale, who's kept me supplied with pictures and funny memes and things like that to keep me entertained and that throughout the... And I say, and to all those who left a very kind comment wishing me well on both Instagram and YouTube, actually, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's not something I wanted to have again. I will admit I do live a bit in fear of the long COVID threat. I've seen posts by the people about what it's done to them, and the fact they're not really rid of the effects of it, and it's just like, yeah. My bingo card feels pretty full at the minute anyway, so I don't really appreciate not getting that. So, touch wood, I am feeling better. I can taste again, I can smell again. That's the big thing I was worried about, because I did lose that about Tuesday. I completely lost all the taste and smell, and things started tasting really weird, and it was only really strong taste I got. Like, one of my favourite dinners is the Home Pride, not sponsored, if they do want to send me loads of tins of this, it'd be great, is the white sauce of chicken, and I just have that with rice on it, chicken, rice, and this sauce. Love it. All I got from that the other night was salt. I couldn't taste anything else. And it wasn't, I know it wasn't the stuff, because it's done exactly the same way as I always do it. Prepared for me this time, but yeah. All I could taste was salt. All I could taste was really strong taste, so the taste of salt. I did have a packet of Whisper Bites, and after about 5 or 6, gotta be 2 all, I could start to taste the chocolate because it had built up. But yeah, so yeah, thanks to everyone that's wishing well, and I am on the mend properly. Obviously, double negative test now, so brilliant. But yeah, so it's an interesting one, that, isn't it? But then there's so many of us that don't model our home country. You know, there's Dino does German. Monoracial Dino. Anthony doesn't model his own home country. But it will interest you to know, I do have a penny tank in Engage still. I still get the one Engage model I kept, and I do have some Great Western trucks. Admittedly, they'll be putting a JNR, or this one's actually JR, I think. This one's a modern one. I think that's actually a modern one. They will be putting a Japanese caboose, but, you know. I mean, I had the German tank engine putting Japanese characters in it. It's one of the beauties of Engage, though, is that universal coupling. The Rapido coupling takes a lot of stick, and quite rightly so, but, it's it comes in handy. And okay, the red unit isn't running, but that entire freight train's running Rapido coupling. Not one blip. You watch it separate now in the background there. But yeah, so I just found it interesting. I thought I'd mention that through my sickness, actually, the initial one was, it'd be really nice to have a British layout. And then it went to, no, Japanese. But yeah. So, obviously the garage is going to be a big space to do something in. And it's best left until I get to it to decide what I'm going to do once it's been fully insulated, powered in and everything like that. Have the door blocked off, and it's something to come to, but focusing on the here and now, we do have a layout underway, which is Japanese. Because yes, that's one of the other mad things I've had thoughts of, is bringing Shinkansens to the channel. The bullet train, if you're not familiar with the term Shinkansen, this is the bullet train. But obviously the garage will provide space to have the Shinkansen line separate and higher than the stuff underneath, maybe at the back where I'd like it. So yeah, there's potential for that even. So that's something else to weigh up. But anyway, like I say, ignore that for now. But for now, there'll be this one. There'll be the East Kirkby Light Railway, and also I'll be making my own little exhibition layout. I mean, ideally, what I'm thinking is that if we did take the East Kirkby Light Railway to an exhibition, that get basically double space and set the other little one up next to it. So we're both me and Greg can both play, basically, both play trains. But yes. So thanks for listening to all my waffle here. So yeah, I started with the interesting bit and I ended with the waffle. So thank you if you've made it to the end here. I really appreciate it. Like I say, I'm going to reply to all those comments. Those very kind comments. And yes, stay safe, be well, be happy. And here's to no more COVID. Enjoy. Bye-bye.